He just reminds me of Sasuke from Naruto. They are cute, but they have to die for demonstration purposes. Look at this. The burst is active and we can jump as high as nobody else can. And look at this damage. I mean, it's insane. It's even ridiculous, to be honest. Double S tier comes from nothing less than Super Sick tier. Originally from Super Spaß tier, from the German series I just started recently. And in this series I would like to show you each character I myself own, and I would like to show you how to build them, not to reach some certain numbers, but in fact just to make you enjoy the character of your choice, because that's what the game is about. So let's start with Xiao. Boom! There you go, the uncomparable Yaksha in this game, the only character that has the ability to change his appearance by using his skills, I dare say, at least I guess so. Well, to start off this guide, we have to look at his skills, at his talents. He's a spear user, performs up to 6 consecutive spear strikes, and his elemental skill is kind of a dash. His percentage is already high on level 2, which I think is considerable, even though you might not focus this talent for his main damage source, because his main damage source comes from his burst. Bane of all evil, he will put on this sick mask and he will destroy literally everything. The percentage buff he will gain is also pretty high, but I do recommend skilling this first and also the normal attacks. If you reached level 6 already with both of them, then you can decide, and I would recommend going first for the normal attack, because it does increase his plunge damage a lot. Obviously we will go to run a plunge build this time. Obviously you will need HP because you will lose it while being in his burst, but you don't have to overdo it, so just go with the flower on plus 20 and I think you should be safe to go. What's more important is attack. Try to increase it as much as you can. Crit rate also is extremely important. You want to hit at least 50%. Crit damage as high as possible, and if you can, sacrifice a little bit of crit rate to increase your crit damage. Also, energy recharge is good. Animal damage, this is what you want to focus on. And actually there are only just 2 possibilities to do so. You need at least 2 pieces of the animal set, because you get 15% of animal damage, and that's one of 2 possible sources to increase your animal damage. Do we say animal? Animal? Then I would recommend you to go for 2 pieces of gladiator set because of the 18% attack bonus. But if you do not have the right pieces, and if you say, well, the other artifacts which I have are essentially in itself better, then go for it. But if you can achieve the same stats with using these 2 set bonuses, then it might be the best choice. So for the flower, I just had luck, a lot of luck, crit damage, energy recharge, and attack and percent. Remember, attack and percent is better than flat stat in most cases. Not in this case because it's fixed here. And also went for the crit damage and crit rate on this one. Elemental mastery you can skip. You do not need it with this playstyle. And I do not accept any other opinion. I do. But it didn't work out for me. For this piece I went with a second gladiator piece. And you can see attack and percent is the obvious choice if you ask me. And for this one, also the obvious one is to take animal damage bonus. You could go with attack. The only reason why you should attack over animal is if you have a lot of better stats here. Well, if you say I'm on par, then definitely go with animal. The headpiece is a bit variable. You can choose between crit damage or crit rate. Go for crit rate if you did not reach 50% by nature. If you did reach 50%, then just go with crit damage, I would say, because you will end up critting a lot. And keep in mind, Xiao does scale with crit whenever you level him up. So for the weapons, it's a bit harder. If you have any 5-star, I would just say, just take one of the 5 stars. This is just like kind of a... It's incredibly hard to compete with 5-star weapons because of the base attack stat and also the passive stats. They are always good. So just go with any 5-star you have. if you're unlucky as me and do not have a 5-star. For the craftables, you have this crescent pike, you can go for it, but it does not boost him as much as it could because of the physical damage bonus. Once he's in his burst, you won't benefit from it. It's kind of a downside, but in the end you might still do a lot of damage. Favonius Lance also good because of the energy recharge. Just avoid stuff like this where you have elementary mastery on it. There is something that I would like to mention, and it's a 3-star weapon. If he is in fact your first spear using character, then you just could go with this one, because it has hilariously high percentage of dealing additional normal attack once every 10 seconds. Also, it does increase your attack by its second stat, but the base attack stat is extremely high for a 3-star weapon, so you could go with this one. But I would not actually recommend doing it because it's not as flexible as something else we could acquire pretty easily if we just invested in the battle pass, which is the death match. And I like this weapon, it's awesome. It does not have high base attack, but it has crit rate, 33% on level 80. You will need this. This is my only source for crit rate where I could focus it on. So that's the reason why I just went for it. And as you can see, I hit over 70%. So 33% comes from this weapon. I like it and I will use it. Also, the passive increase your defense and attack by 16% whenever there are more than 2 enemies on the field. And if you just like facing 1 or a maximum of 2, you will increase your attack by 24%. Okay, about the constellations, I just want to skip through them. They are good, but for 5 stars, I don't know if they are worth it. Actually, only C1 seems to be worth it because you get just 1 extra charge of your elemental skill. C2 is nice, but actually, nope, it's not. Just increases your energy recharge. Okay, C3 commonly does increase your elemental damage, elemental skill damage, so does it here. C4 is absolutely poop. I don't like it that he just receives 100% more death whenever he has like below 50% of his HP. Not good. Not good for C4. C5 also increases his burst, it's good. C6 seems overpowered whenever he hits with his plunge attack more than 2 opponents at once. While he is in his burst, he will get 1 charge of his elemental skill. That's insane. Oh, something I should have mentioned is when you ascend, you will unlock these 2 hidden talents as usual, and one of them just increases the damage by 5% every 3 seconds whenever he is in his burst. So at the end of his burst you will deal a lot of more damage, up to 25% more. And also for his elemental skill, you can increase by using his elemental skill the next damage of your elemental skill by 15%. Also, something nice to have, whenever you climb, you just use 80% of the stamina you are used to. So that's nice. Look at these. They are cute, but they have to die for demonstration purposes. Look at this. The burst is active and we can jump as high as nobody else can. Look at this damage. I mean, it's insane. It's even ridiculous, to be honest. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? It's insane. And that's just like the... If you don't like his plunge attack, don't get me wrong, if you don't like his plunge attack, you can also go with his elemental skill. This will deal a lot of damage. And also, if you say just like, you know what, I like his animation. Like this part, he just reminds me of Sasuke from Naruto. It's awesome, it indeed is. And he will deal a lot of damage using this. So it's actually up to you how you would like to play this badass guy. But as long as you focus on his elemental burst, I think you're good to go. Thanks for watching. As mentioned, I would really appreciate every kind of support in terms of leaving a like, leaving a comment, also leaving a subscription. Man, this would make me happy. So happy that I would continue this super sick tier guides. Stay tuned.